Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the role of the governor as a chancellor of a university. If you take a university, we have the chancellor, that is the governor, and we have the vice chancellor. The actual administration is done by the vice chancellor, and we have the governor above the vice chancellor. This editorial is all about the relevance of the post, the relevance of the governor being the chancellor of a particular university. There are a lot of words you can learn from this editorial, and some of these words we have got for the first time. Let us start the session with editorial vocabulary. The very first word is an important word, and a lot of students may not know this word. Conundrum, an important word. Part of speech, noun. What does it mean? A confusing and difficult problem or question. A question or a problem that is confusing and difficult. For that, we use the word conundrum. Strain. Strain is the verb, strained, adjective, the past participle form, showing signs of nervous tension or tiredness or friction. Strained relations, a typical combination. Alleged. Allegation, the noun form, allege, the verb. What does it mean? Claim or assert that someone has done something illegal or wrong, typically without proof. Without any proof, you say someone has done something wrong. Then we use the word allege, the verb, and the noun form is allegation. Turn up is a phrasal verb. There's another phrasal verb with the same meaning, show up. Turn up means put in an appearance or simply arrive or appear. Appear, turn up. You can also use a phrasal verb, show up. Assent, careful with this word, ASSENT, assent, part of speech noun. It means the expression of approval or agreement. There is another word, ascent, ASCENT, that means going up. Ascent, descent. These words go with mountaineering, but here it is not SC, it is double S, which means giving the approval. Discretion, part of speech noun, the quality of behaving or speaking such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing. Being cautious and being careful. Use your discretion, being wise, an important word. Distinction has got many meanings. Part of speech noun, one meaning, a difference or contrast between similar things or people. Distinction between two things which are similar, things or people. You have to show the distinction between two things or two persons. Underscore literally means it's a verb. Literally, it means to underline, to show the importance of something. You can also take the other meaning, one more meaning of the word underscore, to emphasize the importance of something. Of something. Confer, that is a verb. From that, you get the word conferment, part of speech noun. The act of giving something such as a degree, award, or title. Usually, the verb confer goes with award or title or right to someone. Statutory, legal. So, required, permitted, or enacted by statute. Statute means a written law. So, statutory, legal. Vest is a verb, vesting. Confer or bestow. More than confer, bestow power, authority, property on someone. In this context, bestow power or authority. An important word. Insulate has got two different meanings. One meaning goes with, if you take electric wiring, we use the word, the black tape, insulation tape. But here, to protect someone or something from outside influences, insulate the society, the culture should be insulated, means what? Protected by outside, protected from outside influences. Obliged, this comes from obligation. Make someone, oblige is a verb, obligation noun. Make someone legally or morally bound to do something. Obligation is something that you have to do because it is your duty or you have promised to do it. Then we use the word obligation. Forthcoming has got two or three meanings. In this context, one of the meanings, part of speech adjective, about to happen or appear, about to happen, forthcoming. Cease, it's a verb. Come or bring to an end. Cease means to bring something to an end. Presciently, this is a new word we have got for the first time. Part of speech, obviously, adverb. Having or showing knowledge of events before they take place. It is like to have intuition. Perpetuate, we have got many a time part of speech verb. Make something continue indefinitely. So make or allow something to continue indefinitely. Perpetuation, perpetuate. Autonomy, we have got many a time. Part of speech noun, the right or condition of self-government, to have the freedom to control, to do something. Coming to the editorial, Chancellor conundrum. Not easy to understand from these two words, but to understand, first you have to know the meaning of the word conundrum. What does it mean? A confusing and difficult problem or question. A confusing and difficult problem or question. More than question, I would say a confusing and difficult problem, not easy to solve or sort out. Chancellor conundrum. And here it's all about the role of the governor as the chancellor. Then, when you read the next sentence, you understand the main idea of the editorial. The time may have come to reconsider having governors as university chancellors. If you take sovereignty is different, autonomy is different. Sovereignty goes with a country. India is a sovereign country. That means independent, politically speaking. Autonomy is something like the freedom, the right to do something. Autonomous institute means it does not depend on some other organization. If you take a deemed university, they are usually deemed universities are autonomous. But if you take sovereignty, it goes with polity, a different term altogether. That time may have come. Now we have a helping verb may. Then you have to recollect the functions of two helping verbs. One may, the other one might. Usually, the typical meaning may and might, they are used to express a possibility. Then you may ask, sir, what is the difference between may and might? May is used to express a possibility, but the chances are more. When the chances are more, we use may. Might also used to express the possibility, but the chances are less. May has another function. What is it? I'm sure you guys know. It is used to express a permission in a formal situation, and this is very polite. A typical example, may I come in, sir? May I use your laptop, sir? So it is used for permission in a formal situation. Here, may have come. It talks about a possibility, the chances are more. The time may have come to reconsider having governors as university chancellors. As I said, if you take a university, the head of a university is a chancellor, that is a governor. But in reality, the administration is done by the vice chancellor. Vice Chancellor is actual person who has the power, vested with the power. So this talks about to what extent it is relevant. Now it is not relevant. So why should we have the governor as a chancellor? Because the editorial opines time may have come to reconsider having governors as university chancellors. Whenever an editorial, you come across an editorial, usually there's a stimulus. That means something must have happened somewhere, and that acts as a stimulus. Based on that, they write or you see an editorial. Now, that means what? Usually there's a backdrop or there's a background, some incident. Based on that, the that is a stimulus, the editorial is written. When you read this, you understand. The West Bengal government's decision to make the chief minister the chancellor of state run universities. Again, today, so much is happening in the field of education in our country. If you take education, again, we have two apex bodies. One is UGC, the actual thing, University Grants Commission. The other one is CSIR. But in this context, I have to focus on UGC. So many things are happening, so much is happening. You may get a passage related to education, and again, to be very specific, related to the changes. A lot of changes are taking place. The West Bengal government's decision to make, and we have universities, central universities, we have state run universities. This sentence talks about the West Bengal government's decision to make the chief minister the chancellor of state run universities instead of the governor appears to be an outcome of the severely strained relations between Governor Jagdeep Dhankar and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. There is a conflict between the governor and the chief minister. Now it is happening in different states. I don't want to list out those states, that is not relevant here. But this sentence talks about what could be the reason something happened, what exactly happened. If you take the state of West Bengal, the government has decided to make the chief minister the chancellor, not the governor of state run universities. They cannot do that when it comes to central universities. But state run universities, they have the authority to decide whether the governor has to be the chancellor or the chief minister has to be the chancellor. In this context, they have decided in favor of the chief minister. So, based on that, the West Bengal government's decision to make the chief minister the chancellor of state run universities run by the state of West Bengal instead of the governor appears to be an outcome of the severely strained relations. So, what could be the reason behind? The reason behind that outcome of the severely strained relations? There's another word over here, strain. Strain has many meanings. In this context, strained means showing signs of nervous tension or tiredness, friction. There's a friction between the governor and the chief minister. So, this is an outcome of the severely strained relations between Governor Jagdeep Dhankar and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. They have often differed. Here we have an adverb of frequency, and there are four rules that go with adverbs of frequency. One of the rules, the basic rule, an adverb of frequency comes between the subject and the verb. And the second rule, if there are two or more than two verbs, the adverb of frequency comes after the first verb. What are the two verbs over here? One is a helping verb have, the other one differ. And when there are two verbs, adverbs of frequency, often, always, repeatedly, they come after the first verb. They have often, this has been given many a time in different competitive exams. That's the reason why I had to highlight. They have often differed on issues concerning the appointment of vice chancellors and the functioning of universities. When it comes to a university, there are two dimensions. One is the appointment of vice chancellors, that is done by the governor usually, and the functioning of universities. Again, the governor has a role to play, a crucial role to play. So here, the West Bengal government, the chief minister, and the governor, they differed on issues related to the appointment of vice chancellors and the functioning of universities. They have often differed on issues concerning the appointment of vice chancellors and the functioning of universities. Mr. Dhankar had alleged, there's one word. Allege is a verb, allegation, noun. Claim or assert that someone has done something illegal or wrong, typically without proof. Mr. Dhankar had alleged, here it is in past perfect tense, that VCs were appointed without the approval of the Chancellor. It is the Chancellor who has to give the approval, but the allegation is that the West Bengal government has appointed the vice chancellors without the approval of the Chancellor, that is a governor. The appointing authority, the governor is the appointing authority. Without his assent, without his approval, the state government has appointed the vice chancellors, that is allegation. On some occasions, vice chancellors had not turned up for a meeting with the governor general. Usually, when the vice chancellor, if there is a vice chancellor, the governor conducts or organizes a meeting. All the vice chancellors are supposed to attend the meeting organized by the governor, who is the chancellor. But unfortunately, vice chancellors in this state, vice chancellors had not turned up. There's a phrasal verb, turn up. Turn up means what? Appear. And there's one more phrasal verb with the same meaning, show up. The vice chancellors had not turned up, or vice chancellors had not showed up for a meeting with the governor chancellor. That is unfortunate. Friction, now it talks about This editorial talks about the problem, the friction between the governor, the chancellor, and the state governments. And it gives examples of three different states. One is it starts with the West Bengal state, then it goes to Tamil Nadu, then something different, the state of Kerala. Now it talks about Tamil Nadu state, what is happening over there. Friction has arisen elsewhere too. To substantiate this statement, examples Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Friction has arisen elsewhere too. Tamil Nadu recently passed bills to empower the state government instead of the chancellor to appoint vice chancellors. Same thing. It is the governor who has to appoint the vice chancellors, but Tamil Nadu recently passed bills to empower the state government instead of the chancellor, that is the governor, to appoint vice chancellors. It also passed a separate bill. This word they have given more than 20 times in different competitive exams. It goes with the misspelled words. Usually, a lot of people write this word when it comes to spelling, they think it is separate based on the pronunciation SEPE, but it is not PE. Make a note. What is the spelling of separate? SEPARATE. It also passed a separate bill to establish a new university for alternative systems of medicine with the chief minister as its chancellor. A new university related to alternative systems of medicine, and this university, it is who is the chancellor? The CM is the chancellor, not the governor. The bills are yet to receive the governor's assent. There's one word here, assent. Assent means what? Giving the approval, expression of approval or agreement. And here you got to be a little careful. Yet to receive. The word yet can be an adverb, it can be a conjunction. As an adverb, it comes at the end of the sentence and it goes with negative and negative interrogative sentences. For example, the train hasn't come yet. The word yet should be at the end of the sentence. Haven't you posted the letters yet? This is negative interrogative. But here, this is like an expression, yet to receive. If you ask a question like, has a CM come? Yet to come. Have they passed a bill? Yet to pass. So remember, this is an important expression. The bills are yet to receive the governor's assent. Now, one more example, a different state, a different situation altogether. In Kerala, there is a different kind of controversy. What is that? With Governor Arif Mohammed Khan asking the chief minister to take over the chancellor's role in the light of alleged political interference in the functioning of universities. Here it is the opposite. The governor has requested the chief minister to take over the chancellor's role. And what is the reason behind? In the light of, against the backdrop of, this is an important expression, alleged political interference in the functioning of universities. These developments underscore an important word. Underscore means what? Emphasize. These developments emphasize something. What do they emphasize? These developments underscore that the conferment of statutory roles, there are two words, but this word, this is noun, it comes from the verb confer. Confer means to give, an act of giving something, usually a degree, award, title, or right, to someone. Usually it goes with awards and titles. Class has not started yet. What do you mean by that? Is everything all right? Audio and video. Please respond and give the feedback. Someone says the class hasn't started yet. That is really, or is it an example? Not the right example in this context. These developments underscore that the conferment noun form, giving the award or title or right to someone, of statutory roles. Here the editorial differentiates the constitutional rights and statutory rights. Statutory, it comes from, it is related to, required, permitted, or enacted by statute. Statute means a written law. Legal, statutory roles to governors may be a source of friction. What could be the source of friction? These developments underscore that the conferment of statutory roles to governors may be a source of friction. That could be the reason. I got it. I got it. Between elected regimes and governors who are seen as agents of the center. This sentence talks about what is the reason behind. The reason conferment of statutory roles to governors may be a source of friction between elected regimes. I haven't brought this in red because we have got the word regime many a time. Authoritative government, but generally you can say elected government, elected regimes, and governors. And these governors are seen usually as agents of the center. Obviously, it results in state, a different party, center, a different party. That obviously results in friction. Friction is inevitable. The original intent of making governors hold the office of chancellor and vesting some statutory powers on them was to insulate universities from political influence. So initially, when they decided to vest some authority, statutory powers to with the governor, what could be the reason or what could be the intention, what could be the objective? The original intent or intention of making governors hold the office of chancellor and vesting some statutory powers, vest, confer, or bestow. More than confer here, bestow authority on someone. Some statutory powers on them was to, what was the reason behind? To insulate universities from political influence. Insulate means protect universities from political influence, outside influences. Even in the 1980s, then it talks about two commissions. One is Sarkaria Commission, the other one is Punchi Commission. Even in the 1980s, as noted by the Justice R.S. Sarkaria Commission, the use of discretion an important word. It has two or three meanings. In this context, it means the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing, causing offense, being careful, being cautious. The use of discretion by some governors in some university appointments had come in for criticism. Governor has a right to appoint the vice chancellors, and this in in the case of not all the governors, some governors in some university appointments had come in for criticism. Come in for criticism means what? They have been criticized. It acknowledged that the distinction between the governor's constitutional role and the statutory role, as I said, the editorial differentiates constitutional role, one thing, and statutory role, another thing. The Sarkaria Commission acknowledged the distinction between, again, distinction, difference or contrast between similar things or people, distinction between the governor's constitutional role and the statutory role performed as a chancellor, and also underlined the chancellor is not obliged to seek the government's advice. It talks about the distinction between two roles. One is constitutional role according to the constitution. The other one statutory role, legally speaking, based on the statute. And it also underlined that the chancellor is not obligation, something you have to do because either it is your duty or you have promised to do it, to seek the government's advice, not obligation, not an obligation. But there's one important word over here, and this also they have given more than 20 times in different competitive exams. VICE, that means it is a noun. If the spelling of the word is ADVISE, then it is a verb. Under pressure, when they give a question, not easy to make out whether it is a noun or a verb, and you may overlook. But whenever you come across two words, one is separate, the other one is advised, you got to be very careful. However, it did say there was an obvious advantage in the governor consulting the chief minister or the minister concerned. A common error, a lot of people say, the concerned minister, that is not correct. We have to say minister concerned, means minister related to a particular task. This also very important, a common error. What does it talk about? There is no obligation when it comes to appointing the vice chancellors. The governor doesn't have to seek the government's advice. But at the same time, however, the Sarkaria Commission did say, used for emphasis, there was an obvious advantage in the governor consulting the chief minister or the minister concerned. Definitely, it is going to be an advantage. The Justice M.M. Punchi Commission, another commission, which examined center-state relations decades later, was quite forthcoming in its 2010 report. Forthcoming. about to happen or appear, one of the meanings, and clear or frank, another meaning. Noting that the governor should not be burdened with positions and powers which may expose the office to controversies or public criticism, it advised here, VISED, it's a verb, against conferring state statutory powers on the governor. So these are different stand taken by Poonchi Commission. Based on the post, governors should not be burdened with positions and powers which may expose the office to controversies or public criticism. Keeping that in mind, it advised against conferring statutory powers on the governor. That means what? Governor should not have the statutory powers, he can have the constitutional powers. It felt that the practice of making the governor the chancellor of universities ceased to have relevance, cease, bring to an end or come to an end, have relevance. Now there's no relevance. It felt that way. Which commission? Poonchi Commission. It felt that the practice, again, practice, this also, TICE is a noun form, TISE is a verb form. They have given so many times in different competitive exams. It felt that the practice of making the governor the chancellor of universities ceased to have relevance. Now there's no relevance. Why should we have? Quite presciently, a new word we have got for the first time, means what? Having or showing knowledge of events before they take place. Sometimes people say this is going to happen, that is going to happen. How can they do that? Sometimes it happens. Then we say that guy has intuition, based on intuition. There's one word, intuition. Quite presciently, it took note of the potential for friction. So it expected the friction. Based on that, it said ministers will naturally be interested in regulating university education, and there's no need to perpetuate a situation where there would be a clash of functions and powers. Imagine the governor has a role, and that is one thing. The minister or the chief minister, the minister concerned, or the chief minister has also power and authority, but a different intention, different objective. That obviously results in friction. The time may have come for all states to reconsider having the governor as a chancellor. Same idea is being reiterated. Time may have come for all states to reconsider having the governor as a chancellor. However, they should also find alternative means of protecting university autonomy so that ruling parties do not exercise undue influence on the functioning of universities. Governor not required, but at the same time, however, they should also find alternative means for what? Of protecting university autonomy, the right or condition of self-government without external influence, so that ruling parties do not exercise undue influence, unwanted influence on the functioning of universities. So that is a last, it ends on that note. A very interesting and important editorial. Today, mark my words, a lot is happening in the field of education in our country. Something completely unexpected and something totally, some certain things are not acceptable. But I don't want to talk about that. Now, let us go to test your comprehension, enhance your comprehension skill based on the editorial, a few questions. What is this editorial about? In my opinion, you have to write. What appears to be an outcome of the severely strained relations between Governor Jagdeep Dhankar and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. What is the allegation, keywords, made by the Governor of West Bengal? What is a controversy in Kerala? A different controversy in Kerala. What is it? What may be a source of friction between elected regimes and governors? All the keywords you will be able to answer within no time. When you read a question, always try to focus on the keywords. Give me a few minutes. I have launched two courses. One is Target SBI Clerk and IBPS Clerk, exam oriented and student centric course. And these are the features: medium of instruction English, validity 1 year, time 11:30 a.m., live online classes. One more, not live, recorded grammar course for different competitive exams. Almost all the competitive exams, grammar is indispensable. And this is general English grammar from competitive exams point of view. and have a look at the features after the session. How do you enroll? How do you purchase? Go to Google Play Store, search for Murthy's English, download the app, and purchase the course. Don't go to batches, go to courses, not batches. Thank you very much. Now, let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. As usual, the first five questions go with error location. Please read the first one and try to spot the error. The police making everyone leave the building premises immediately. Not that difficult, but under pressure, you got to be a little careful. Easy to answer, easy to spot the error. Yes, within no time, three students have answered. There is an error the police making. In my opinion, you don't have to go beyond this. What is the reason? If you're really good at English, excuse me, if you're really good at English, you know for sure something is wrong here because making the verb is in ing form and the police making everyone. But you have to read sometimes carefully because negative marking is there to make sure everything is in place. The police are making one thing, the police made everyone leave the building premises immediately. Here we cannot use making. Many students have got it right. It has to be made. The police made everyone. Again, you have to recollect the causative verbs a rule. Make, help, get. Here, these causative verbs don't take the preposition to. Common error. The police made everyone to leave. That is not correct. The police made everyone leave the building immediately, whatever it is. Let us go to question number two. Mother and I generally go to the store and pick up food items for the charitable. Making is wrong, beyond any doubt. Made is correct. Make, help, get, causative verbs. Yes, Nagamani. It's always better if you write. That helps in consolidation. Please try to spot the error, sentence number two. Mother and I, this is something you have to recollect. A lot of people make a mistake. They tend to say, uh, mother and myself, my mother and myself, not correct. Or I and my mother, not correct. The pronoun first person singular should be in the last position. My friend and I, my mother and I. Nothing wrong with this. Generally go to the store, present tense, and pick up present food items, no problem. For the charitable, for the charity, for the charity, exactly. Not charitable. Right word, wrong form. Question is about word forms. For the charity or for the trust. You cannot say charitable. That is an adjective. Here we have to use a noun. There is an error. Question number two. Charitable is not correct. It has to be charity. Noun is required. Very good. Uday Kumar. We need to use a noun. We are already written to the IT department seeking permission to set up our own website. No, no. Charitable, adjective form. Charitable trust. Charity means giving something to someone out of concern. Donate, charity. Charitable trust. Trusts are of different kinds, and charitable trust, one of those. We are already, here there is no time, and it talks about the past action. There's a clue for you already. You cannot use are, that is ruled out. You have to use present perfect. We have already written. We have written. We have already written. There are four words already, recently, lately, yet. Usually we use present perfect tense with these words. So it is not are, it is we have already written, we have written. Which tense is that? Present perfect. Question is about present perfect tense. You got to be good at tenses to answer that question. The state government has approved the proposal building a new metro system in the state capital. This is also an easy one. One reading, you should be able to get the answer. Present perfect tense. We have written, we have already written. We haven't written yet. The state government has approved the proposal building a new metro system in the state capital. Very good, Thapa. I appreciate that. Within no time. The state government has approved, present perfect, no problem, because there is no time. The proposal building, not correct. The proposal to build, the proposal to construct, the proposal to build, the proposal to buy, the proposal to acquire a new metro system in the state capital. So there is an error in the second part. What is the error? Proposal to build. We have to use a verb in the basic form with to. Basic form with to. Basic form with to. Infinitive, present infinitive. Without to, bare infinitive. Nearly 4 lakh foreigners visited India in August, which show that its advertising campaign is good. This is again cautious. You got to read carefully, then you can spot the error. Nearly 4 lakh foreigners visited India in August. Proposed building. Approved what? The proposal. Approved the proposal to build. Approved the proposal. That is appropriate. Approved the proposed building. No, no. Proposal is approved. Nearly 4 lakh foreigners visited India in August, which something happened. This is a subject, the whole thing. It, you can substitute with the pronoun it. So, based on that, the relative pronoun which, show is not correct, it should be shows, which shows that its advertising campaign is good. Again, you have to recollect its possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. That's an important rule. A lot of people, when it comes to letter writing, they write yours truly. Is this right or wrong? It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Possessive pronouns never take an apostrophe. Yours truly is correct. If you make this mistake, you lose 2 marks. Don't work on that. Here it is proposal to build. They wanted to check whether the students or the candidates know how to use a basic form with to. That is the intention behind. We don't have to think of different possibilities. So many possibilities. You can use different phrases, different expressions. No problem as such. Now we have fillers. The gentleman came to know that the villager was in need of money. Oh, within no time, that is highly appreciable. The gentleman came to know that the villager was in dire need of money. In dire need. Please remember, in dire need of, it takes a preposition of. In dire need of a job, of money, of something. That means what? Badly in need of. It is not desire need, it is not demand need, it is not wish, it is not bad. You can also say badly in need of. The gentleman came to know that the villager was badly in need of, badly in need of. That is also acceptable. But here, that bad is not correct. All the other men in Alaska, one of the 50 states of the US, Sheena's father did not have a steady job. To be in dire straits. Very good, Madhav. That's what I said. You can use, but based on the blank, you cannot. You have to change the position of the word badly. Badly in need of. No, no, that's what I'm trying to tell. Badly in need of. That is acceptable. Answer for the second one. Like all the other men in Alaska, well is not correct, from is not correct, so is not correct. Similar, like all the other men in Alaska, one of the 50 states of the US, Sheena's father did not have a steady job. Answer is the second option. Suddenly, there was a flash of lightning by thunderstorm. If you read the newspapers, you say this is an easy question. One reading, before you look at the options, you know what the right word, which word has to go in over there. You don't have to look at the options when you read a sentence if you're really good at contextual awareness. Very good. Suddenly, there was a flash of lightning followed by, excuse me, no, knowing by, answer is followed by. If you read newspapers, typical expression, in fact, you'll reach a stage where when you read a sentence like this or a question like this, before you see the options, you know the word followed pops up. And then you see, look for that word, and you know for sure that is the answer, followed by. As late as the 1950s, more than half of all reporters a college degree. Excuse me. As late as the 1950s, more than half of all reporters lacking a college degree, not correct, needed a college degree, no, based on the context. They did not have a required gain, means what? Lacked a college degree, lacked a college degree, preceded by, succeeded by. Very good, Uday Kumar, I appreciate that. He disliked the idea of a film that drew to its style rather than the contents. Drew, based on that, you should be able to get it. Draw attention, a typical combination, and here it is in past that drew attention. Attentive, no. Attentive, adjective. We have to use the noun form. Repulsion does not go with the context. Attractive does not go with the context. Crowd, completely irrelevant. So, what is the right word? He disliked the idea of a film that drew attention to its style rather than the content or contents. We have 5 phrasal verbs. Not easy. If you get all the 5 correct, you should be very happy. Read the sentence with a blank, then you try to choose the appropriate phrasal verb. Governments try to anything that could damage their chances of being re-elected, such as corruption charges. Every morning, 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. Thank you very much, Sujata. Nice of you. Governments try to do what? Answer is this is the answer. One, hush up. Governments try to hush up anything that could damage their chances of being re-elected, such as corruption charges. Very good. This is over. The police are. You have to change the verb form. The police are hunting the killer down. Answer is hunt down, but you have to change the verb form. Hunting the killer down, and they say they are close to catching him. Pele, the greatest football player from Brazil, Pele was Pillay was what? Hemmed in. Answer is a third option. I mean, third sentence, hem in, covered. Pele was hemmed in by defenders so he could not get a shot on goal. After school, the kids go to the mall and their friends, what do? They hang with their friends. This is an easy one. You should be able to. One is over, two is over, and three is also over, four is over. What are you left with? It took his lawyers nearly a year, to hammer out a divorce settlement. So answer is the fifth one. 31524. Has anyone got all the five correct? Please answer my question. We are running out of time. Try to answer. And today I have brought a new slide. I'm sure you will be happy. You will find it challenging. These are not easy. That's what I said at the outset. Four is also pretty good, Surendra. You should be very happy. And not in one, nothing to worry. You have to spend more time on phrasal verbs, and sooner or later you will improve. Conundrum, part of speech noun. So, what does it mean? Confusing and difficult problem. Answer is H. Allege, part of speech verb. Allegation, noun. Claim someone has done something wrong without proof. Turn up, phrasal verb. Make, no. Put in an appearance. Take a concept, and based on the concept, you try to learn phrasal verbs. That is the best approach. Take a concept like family. There are a few phrasal verbs that go with family. You learn based on the concept of the theme and make your own examples. Then you'll be able to remember. Claim someone has done something wrong. After that, turn up means what? Put in an appearance, appear. F is the answer. Discretion, noun. What does it mean? Quality of behaving. Fourth one is what? C is the answer. In a discreet manner, avoiding controversy, being cautious, being careful. Assent, part of speech, noun. Expression of approval, giving the approval. Confer, from that you get conferment, act of giving something like a title, award to someone. Answer is I, noun and I. Statutory, enacted by statute, law. Answer is statutory in nature, statutory provision. Adjective. Answer is D. Vest is a verb. Vested interest, negative connotation. Selfish interest. But here, vest, act of, where is it? Bestow power, authority. Answer is E. Insulate, to protect someone from external influences. Perpetuate, make something continue. Part of speech verb. Make something continue. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? And today, as I said, conferred, it goes with titles, awards. Monday, Tuesday, today is Wednesday. Revision of editorial vocabulary, a new slide. But I will not bring the meanings. You have already learned. I will read the word, you have to write the meaning. Let us start. We have only, I can spend 5 minutes on this. Placebo. It goes with the medical field, something that has no therapeutic effect or impact, no therapeutic effect. And roll out, you have to respond to launch officially, to start, yes. Boost, immediate. I want immediate response. Boost, to encourage or to support. Spur, also you can say. Comorbidities, simultaneous appearance of diseases. Sidestep, avoid. Hmm. Immortal, lasting forever. Mortal, immortal. Accumulate, gather. Roll out, laughing. Huh. Launch, also you can say, very good. Multiple diseases, very good. Boost, to encourage, to support. Enhance, improve. Undying, lasting forever. Accumulate means what? Now you are at the same level. Sidestep, avoid something. Accumulate, gather, very good. Ravage, damage or destroy. If one student gives the answer, then I'll go to the next one. Damage or destroy. Pensive, pensive mood, deep thought, very good. Chronic, you have to think of words like chronicles, annals, and archives. Chronic means lasting for a long time. It goes with diseases, ailments, chronic disease. Limp, huh. Walk with, no, not to walk in a regular way, walk with difficulty because of you got hurt, either your foot or your leg, limping. Valedictory, bidding farewell. Yes, that's right. Difficult to walk because you got hurt, either foot or leg. Bid farewell. Numb, the letter B is silent. Means what? No sensation, no physical sensation, numb. Euphoria. Euphoria means what? A state of excitement, a state of happiness. Walk with difficulty, that's over. And what is the last one? Demolition. Demolish means destroy. Usually it goes with buildings. Huh. Farewell, that's right. Numb, no physical sensation. Loss of sense, very good. Deprive of physical sensation, that is very good. Literal meaning. State of excitement or happiness, euphoria. When you get the job, you're going to have that. And demolish, destroy, usually it goes with buildings. That's all for today. Hope you guys have got enriched and have a nice day. Do remember to subscribe and share and join the Telegram group. For that, you have to go to the description of the video after the session and click